welcome to the new vlog. I'm in the casino because I wasn't planning on filming today. I was planning on filming tomorrow, but they're about to open the 2-5. I just got here and they're just opening the 2-5 and the game looks, it's gonna be pretty good. So yeah, I just decided might as well film today. That looks like it's gonna be a more action game, and tomorrow maybe 1-3, and next week I'm filming the last day of the month. That is a Sunday, so that will most likely be 1-3. So yeah, just have a more of a mix of 2-5. And yeah, not too much to say. Month's been going all right, at a really strong start, and this week has been pretty breaking even, but I can't complain. Just this last month and a half has been absolutely insane. So let's just head in there, play some poker. I'm going to try to get the bomb pods going, so that's going to be a lot of editing, but it's a lot of fun, and for the most part pretty profitable. So hopefully run good in them and in the 2-5. So anyways, let's head in and play. All right, let's do it. We head into the poker room as a new table is open. Great thing of a new table is we get to pick our seat. That is number 7. We buy them for $1,000 to be at the max for this game. And let's get right into the first hand. That is ace-3 off. We see a free flop in the big line, miss and fold. 10 deuce off, queen 8 off, 8 deuce off, queen deuce suited, queen 4 off, 7 deuce off, not a big blind, 10-6 suited. Could have makes it $20, falls to me, and $20 rake. Yeah, I'm not sure about a spot, but in the moment I do call flop. Ace-3 9, so yeah, he bets $30 and I fold, and he shows pocket 9s for a middle set. So thankfully we didn't hit at all. 8-4 off, queen 6 off, jack 4 off. Now in a hijack with 8-7 suited. Under the 2 limps, so I make $20 and he calls flop. 5-9 king, so got shot, backdoor flush shot, good enough to bet, so I make it $20 and he calls. Turn is a king, and definitely not the turn card I was hoping to bluff, so he checks. In this spot, I do decide to check back. There is a 10, that would have been nice on the turn, but here we are, and he bets $40, so yeah, I just let it go. 6-9 off, 7-3 off, now we get the promo on our table, but highest card wins, and a deuce of hearts will definitely not do it, so we do not win that promo. King 7 off, king queen off in the small blind, it falls to us, and we will chop it up. King deuce off, ace 4 off, 8 deuce off, now and under again with a pretty one. Jack 10 suited, I make it $15 and get under again 2, button and small blind to call. So 4 ways to a 3, 8, 7, so not the worst. I have a gut shot, but so multi-way. I checks around, turn is not one of the cards I was hoping for. It's another 8, so pretty much one of the worst ones. Small blind now bet $60, and yeah, paired board, gut shot. I let it go. We'll get through some garbage. If you're not part of it yet, I got a Discord going on that is growing, is super active. It's really fun, talking about poker, content, lifestyle, and there's some pretty good players there that actually are very active. So it's a great spot if you want to get some feedback and improve your game, or just have some fun. So I'll leave the link of my Discord on the description of this video. Now on a small blind with pocket 7s. There's 2 limpers, cutoff makes it $30, and yeah, definitely not GTO to be calling in a small blind, but I will with my pocket pair. I do call, and so does the low jack. Flop is beautiful. 9-7 deuce. We flop middle set, and things get very interesting since the low jack leads for $150. So yeah, big amount over the size of the pot, and he just has 70 behind. Cutoff folds onto me, and yeah, he has 70 behind. One thing to do here, I jam. He does call. Turn is a 6, so not great things in the flush, and some straight rivers a 4. But I just showed him from before because I thought I was ahead, and he just mucks. So sorry for all the people out there that wanted to know what he had. I just usually show if I think I'm good. And yeah, we will take this one down. Now we got even better hand, pocket aces in the button, best hand in poker. 3 limpers, I make it $35 and only the cutoff calls. Flop 9-6 deuce, so not the worst. He checks, I bet $50 and he calls. Turn is a 6, and now he leads for $85. So yeah, definitely a very interesting spot to be in with pocket aces facing a lead here. This player, I mean, it seems like he's trying to say he has a 6, but maybe I do think sometimes he's evaluating worse, like a 9, or maybe he's giving himself a price with a flush chop. I didn't want to raise here because I think a good amount of times he could have a 6, and I don't love it if I raise and he rips it, so I do just call. River is a 5. So that brings in basically every single draw. Main ones, the straight draw comes in, the flush draw comes in, and he bets $100. So not loving it at all, because now I'm just hoping he's value betting worse, because we're losing against 6 and we're losing against all the draws. But I do think live games sometimes this player, maybe he is value betting worse and it's less than half pot, so we really don't have to be good that often. So I do flick in a call, and We see the amazing news that is what he was doing. He has 10-9 suited, so he had top pair. That is no good against our pocket aces. We will take this one down. 10-9 off, king 8 off. Now we're another again one with 8-9 suited. Straddle is going on, so I'm going to get $30 and get a button under the call. Flop, ace king 10. And yeah, 3 ways out of position. I checks to the button, bets $45, and everybody folds. Got some bad news if you're enjoying the bomb pots of the previous vlogs. I tried to get going on today, but there's a few players that did not want to. And for the most part, usually they just sit out that one hand, but once in a while, there's players that just say no, and if they do not want to sit out, we just cannot play. So it'll be just straight up, no limit hold'em today. And now we got a pretty one in under than one. Ace jack suited under the limps. I'm going to get $20 to get a small blind, big blind under than a call. Flop, 5, king, ace. So top pair, jack kicker in position. Good enough to bet. So I'm going to get $35. And everybody calls. Turn is not one of those cards you're hoping for. So multi-way. It's a 3 of diamonds. And now under the gun leads for $90. And yeah, some multi-way flush comes in. Someone probably has a flush, and my hand isn't that strong anyways. This multi-way, so I do just let it go. Small blind does call, and if you're curious, river was a queen of diamonds. Small blind donked big, and then they're gonna fold it. So yeah, I doubt my ace was good there. Queen 10 off, jack 5 suited, queen 8 off, jack 6 off, 9 6 off. Now we got another one, not that pretty though. Ace 3 suited in the hijack. Under the 2 limps, I make it $20 and get the big blind and under the 2 to call. Flop, king 10 7. Checks to me, and we got backdoors going on first, so I see bet for $35 and only under the 2 calls. Turn brings in one of those backdoors, 4 of diamonds. He checks, and he just has $130 behind that is pot. And this player, he just seems like recreational. I don't think I can get him off of a king, but I think he can get off of 10s, 7s, so that is a plan. I rip it all in for $130. He thinks for a little bit, and finally does fold. So first bluff of the session gets through. That's definitely amazing. And while we get through a good amount more of garbage, I want to mention that I am playing now on Clubs Poker. I'm playing every Tuesday at 5 p.m. It's kind of like my meetup game. So if you want to play with me and show some support, since of course I benefit when people use my link. I'll leave the link of that in the description as well. And now we get the second, since we already had pocket aces, second premium of the session. Ace king off in the cutoff under the gun makes it $15. Hijack calls, and I'm going to 3-bet. I make it $60 and only under the gun calls. Flop is beautiful. King 4 8. Always nice to hit in 3-bet pots. He checks. I see bet for $40 and he calls. Turn is even better. It's another king. Since always nice, it's now less likely I have a king, and if we both have one, we're probably going to be able to get stacks in here. But when I bet $150, no more value to get since he just lets it go. But definitely session looking really good, up over $500. Moving on to king 8 off, 10 6 off, king jack off, king 4 off, 5 7 off, 7 9 off, 3 4 off, and on a hijack with jack 10 suited. Low jack makes it $15 onto me, and in a hijack, I try my best is to have it more of a 3-bet fold strategy. Exceptions, pocket pairs, so let's 3-bet. I make it $50, folds to him, and he calls. Flop. Pretty decent, 10 9 3, so top pair, jack kicker. When he checks, I see bet for $40, and he just lets it go. Queen jack off, 8 6 off, 7 deuce suited, 5 6 suited in a big blind. Definitely a nice hand to defend, but low jack makes it 15. Few callers, but then 3-bets to 60, and not going to be cold calling, so I do just let it go. Queen 4 off, 6 deuce suited, ace deuce off. All right, little break. Things getting going pretty chill, honestly. I got one bluff through, always nice, because I'm trying to be more aggressive for the vlogs, and then nothing crazy anyways, and I turning the back door not flush draw always makes it a lot easier. But yeah, altogether, really happy with how I'm playing. Doing really good, thankfully running well. And yeah, not too much to say. Gonna go order some sushi and keep on playing. So definitely feeling very lucky. This is what I do. I get to work, playing cards and eating sushi. But anyways, let's go back in and keep on playing. When we get back, we get through a decent amount of garbage. And while I get through that, I want to let you guys know I have a new contract with Ignition for August. That is amazing news because that definitely helps with my monthly goal. So it's not all relying on poker. So I will be making a good amount of online content in the form of live streams, long format videos, and reels. So that will be coming up in between all of my usual content. So hopefully you enjoy that. And now we do look down at a pretty one. Ace queen off in a small blind, low jack limbs. Hijack makes it $15. Cut off button calls. And let's 3-bet. I make it 90. And only the hijack calls. Flop. 3 king deuce. So I don't hit, but definitely a board better for me being a pre-flop 3-better. And I got the ace of clubs. So that's always nice. Let's bet. I make it $50. And he shows ace queen as well and folds. So always nice news when you get someone off of a chop. And graded through a good amount of garbage once again. So sessions just are like that sometimes. You know, you just gotta fold a lot. We do get pocket sixes, but that is in early position, and I'm trying to be strict. And seems like small pocket pairs don't do great or are profitable in early position, even though it is very fun. I do think I could have an exception with that in games that people do not 3-bet, since most likely you'll be able to see a flop. But this was not one of those games. We get called for the promo now, but we get a 5 of spades. So once again, that's definitely not good enough. 9-7 off, and now we see the most beautiful hand, pocket aces. And news is better since the button straddle is going on. Under than 2 makes it $40. I 3-bet to 120. Pulls to him, and sadly no more action since he does fold. But with the straddle, that was over $50, so I'll take it. Very next time we got another one, Jack 10 suited. Make it $15. Now the hijack 3-bets to 50, and the button a small blind call. So we on to us. Let's do it. I call flop. Queen ace 4, so we don't hit, but we got 4 outs to the nuts in a 3-bet pot. It's pretty okay-ish, I guess. I check, checks around, turn is insane. It's a king. We have the nuts in a 4-way 3-bet pot, and this was a spot that I thought a lot of times they may be pot controlling, and if I check here on turn, they're going to bet a good amount of times. So that is what I do in a moment, but I regret it right away since once again it checks around, and river is a 4 that now, yeah, I've got a better hand if you think about it, as a flush is better than straight, but I'm not even close to as happy as I was. One thing is the board is paired, so maybe if one of the players, I mean just the hijack, was being a little cautious with queens, or maybe turned a king that was again pot controlling, so multi-way and 3-bet pot, you never know. Anyways, now there's a good amount of hands that are being nuts as well. There's a nut flush, but now when it's on me, I'm not going to check again for the most part. I think I'm good here, but it looks pretty strong. I don't want to bet too big. Let's go for a pretty round $100, so that is what I do. And the hijack raises to 250. Folds to me, and what is this spot? I was definitely knowing I didn't love this river, but I wasn't expecting a raise. This looks so stupid strong, so multi-way. The flush comes in, pairs the board. I go into the tank for a good amount of time, and I just really don't think I'm good here. I do think there could be a chance. He was slow playing some set. He could have pocket aces, he could have pocket queens, pocket kings. Pocket kings would make a decent amount of sense. That wouldn't bet on a flop and turn, but then the straight came in, and the Unisom multi-way decided to pot control a little bit. And as well, it is a 3-bet pot, and this player hadn't seen a 3-bet that often, so it seemed pretty polarized. And what is doing this? Like, what are the bluffs? If you had ace king, ace queen, he's just calling some multi-way, and the flush is there, the straight is there. So yeah, I mean, it's not even the nut flushes. I'm blocking all of those. The queen, the king is there. I have the jack and the 10. So unless it could be that he 3-bet me with ace 4, ace 5 suited if he has 3-bet bluffs. So I guess there's 2 combos of those. Well, never mind. The 4 is there. So only 1 combo, ace 5. So definitely not that many hands that I'm losing against. But this is just a spot that is so underbluffed. And yeah, so I do decide just to let it go. We'll never know. He did tell me later when I was really pushing it that if I folded a flush, it was a good fold. And I do think so. It's just a spot that is crazy underbluffed. And what a horrendous river. What a dream turn. What could have been. But anyways, we will take that L instead of what could have been a pretty large profit. That river. Anyways, let's move on. That is poker. Queen 6 off, king 6 off, 8 deuce suited, 3 4 suited, 5 9 off, 6 deuce off. And now it's time for a bomb pot. That one miss. And they asked to do another one. So we do another bomb pot. That we miss as well. So there goes $30. King 4 off, Jack deuce off. Now we got a premium ace king off and under than 2. I make it $15. Cut off. Calls, not the button, rips it, but just $140. So when it falls to me, I'm not going to call, and maybe the other player comes in. That is pretty capped. Let's just rip it in ourselves. I jam for $1,000. Cutoff does fold, and the other player shows king, queen off. So pretty good shape, and even more when a flop comes jack, 3, ace. So he does have one extra out since 4 tens will give him the best hand. Turn is a deuce. River is 8. So our ace king does hold. That brings us up over $700. Let's go. Let's move on to pocket fives. King 6 suited, 6-4 off, king 4 off, 6-4 off, 10-8 off, 5-3 off, 8-5 off. Now it's time for another bomb pot, and this one we will play. We got a very pretty hand. Ace, 9, king, king. First board, ace, deuce, 6. So top pair, top kicker. Second board though, jack, jack, king. That is the dream. I've got a full house. We're only losing it's one combo of pocket jacks, and it's always nice that I have an okayish hand on the other board. Cutoff says $60 out of turn. So I check, let him do that. He bets $60. Under the gun, one calls. And we got this pretty locked up. Maybe just pot it right now. In the moment, I do decide to slow play it and call. Turn is 8 and a 3. I checks. It checks around. River is a 7 and a 5. I decide to pot it. And sadly, no more value to get. Everybody folds. And yeah, I probably would have preferred playing this a little differently. At least leading the turn for a pot. But yeah, that's how I played in the moment. I do think I could have got more out of it. But anyways, let's move on. 7-5 off, 4-3 off, jack deuce off, 7-5 off, queen 4 off, a7 off, a7 suited. Definitely raise it, but someone else does. Now we have 10-9 suited in the low jack. Button straddle is going on under than 2 limps. I make it $50. Hit a big blind button and under than 2 to call. So pretty multi-way to a 6-3 deuce flop. And yeah, when so multi-way, not much going on for me. I checked, checks to the button, rips it for $145. Button calls, and I let it go. 8-4 off, 9-4 off, 8 deuce off, jack 8 off, king 7 off, 9-4 off, 7-3 off. Another bomb pot, but this one we just fold. 8-9 suited in the hijack. I would definitely play it, but under the gun makes it $30. That is definitely pretty massive. 6 X-rays, so yeah, let it go. King jack off, 7 deuce off, 6 deuce off, 5-3 off. A few more ugly ones. I won't repeat too much since it's tiring, and I know there's a chunk of people that don't like it, so I'm trying to bring up subjects, but sometimes nothing comes to mind. So anyways, we got through those. Now we got king jack suited in the hijack. Low jack makes it $25. I 3-bet to 75, and he folds. 3 deuce suited, ace deuce off. Now I got a pretty one. 10-9 suited under the gun. I make it $15. Cut off calls, not a small like 3 bets, but just 50. That is tiny and not going anywhere. I call, so does the cutoff flop. 4-4 deuce, so not much going on for us. Small blind does check. I check. Cut up bets $50. Small blind calls, and yeah, I just let it go. And after this, we do get through a good amount of garbage, and that will be it for this session. So hope you enjoyed it. I think I pumped up the aggression in this one. That is a big objective of mine. Try to be a lot more aggressive to find more spots, and I'll take the passive route. So I think I am pretty happy with this session and how I played. So hopefully it was fun to watch. And with that, let's rack up, cash out, and talk a little more about the session. All right, that is it. And yeah, running good for the vlogs. Keeps it going because I think the last ones, I think, been up every vlog since the big one. And altogether, just happy with how I played. There was that really interesting spot in that 4-way 3-bet pot that I turned the nuts with the jack 10 and river to flush, and he raised me. And yeah, he was keep on pushing because I wanted to know so bad. And finally, I don't push, I just asked him a few times at the end when he was leaving. He told me if I had a flush, it was a good fold. So, yeah, I mean, you know what I know. That's what he told me. And just it seemed like such a massively underbluffed spot. Like, I bet small just because I thought I would look strong betting in this spot so multi-way. But yeah, anyways, probably talked about that during the actual session, so no need to repeat myself. And yeah, that is it. Let me know if you want to talk about any hand. here right in the comments or on the Discord. I've probably already shared as well. Link in the description. Again, I'll just repeat myself. And as usual, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, I appreciate that you're watching. Trying to grind this out to build, get more views, and make this community grow. So anyways, that is it. I'm gonna hop on my motorcycle and go to sleep.